It's about 5:30 a.m. Coffee shop around the corner isn't even open yet, so I'm gonna do the cold open now. You may barely even be able to see me, but we're gonna do the cold open right now. This is pre-coffee. I'm gonna do the cold open, then I'm gonna go get my Dunkin' Donut coffee, and then we're really gonna get amplified on this shit show, because you see, we're used to a bad Monday Night Raw every week, right? We're used to that. But the third hour of Monday Night Raw last night, exceptional garbage at its peak. The third hour of Monday Night Raw last night, the balls of this company to produce a shit show like that, to prove to every one of us that they don't give a shit, dog, about what they are delivering. They don't give a shit. Right from the jump of that third hour, when they produced that embarrassment of 7 individuals, 7 superstars, for 5 minutes, rolling each other up. One fruit roll-up victory after another fruit roll-up victory, and one 24/7 champion after another 24/7 champion. R-Truth, Drew Gulak. There was a Viking Raider at one time, a prestigious tag team known as the War Raiders. Now, even War Machine before that. Badass, a legit team. And now one of these dudes, while the other one is on hiatus due to injury, this dude's rolling around the mat doing fruit roll-ups with talent like Drew Gulak and a host of others. This is what we're doing. Fruit roll-up victory after fruit roll-up victory, because these men, these professional wrestlers, can't get their shoulder up just a centimeter. None of them. For 5 minutes we did this because the old man said, that's gonna be fun. Our audience is so stupid, they're gonna love this. They're gonna be on their couch with one hand down their pants, the other down the Dorito fucking bag, and they're gonna be like, ha! This is great! Did you see Grand Metalik? He pinned Dorado, and then R-Truth pinned him, and then Gulak, and then there was a Viking, and then there was a ninja. And then here comes Slapballs, T-Bitches, Tropical Skittles. I thought I told you that. We won't stop. Bad Boy for Life, Mace, and of course, Mufasa. Remember who you are. Ali. You know, the electric cool cat group known as Retribution. They're talking that shit backstage, talking all of this shit, and I was hit with a moment of clarity. Wait, they're talking shit yet again, yet again. I can't remember one match, one moment where they truly looked badass. From their inception, I cannot remember one badass moment with this group. I can't even remember them winning a match. I'm sure they probably did. I don't remember it. That's how much of a non-factor this faction is. When you constantly talk shit and you're constantly not backing it up, you're constantly talking trash and just losing nonstop, people are going to look at you as the clowns that you are. And this is right after I'm watching 7 grown adults roll around the ring with one another, grabbing each other's crotches and fruit roll-upping each other. I got you, tag, you're it. I got you, tag, you're it. I grab your crotch, tag, you're it. Nuh-uh, crotch grab, you're it. If you didn't see Raw last night, that's what happened. For 5 fucking minutes. 7 dudes Fatal 7-Way, they called it. I always joke about one day we're slowly reaching Fatal 45-Way status. The way this company abuses multi-man schmaz matches with triple threats, Fatal 4s, Fatal 5, six-pack challenge. I said, one day we're gonna get a Fatal 45. Well, there's your Fatal 7-Way, they called it. The Sinful 7. And then I got slap balls and T-bitches and tropical Skittles, and he thought he told you that he won't stop. Bad boy for life, Mace, and Mufasa, remember who you are, Ali. And I got this fucking group talking more smack. And I'm like, this third hour better fucking pick up, man. It better pick up. But no, this company had the balls to main event this night, to cap it off with a rotten cherry on top, with Drew McIntyre and the New Day versus Randy Orton, Miz, and Morrison. Who the fuck? And I do mean truly, if I'm looking you and your beady eyes, who the fuck needs to see these 6 dudes in the ring together 2 weeks away from the Survivor Series? The lights just went out on BC Amplified? Who the fuck? Who the fuck? You put those lights on! I'm up before the crack of fucking dawn! And they can't pay the electric bill? I don't give a fuck. We're gonna finish this cold open. We're gonna go to coffee, and when we come back, maybe the skies will be a little bit brighter and you can see the Ant-Man. The fuck was I talking? They put these 6 dudes in that main event. Like anybody needed or even wanted to see that as our main event. But then we think, okay, you know what? This fucking company is so far off the fucking train track, it doesn't matter. Let's just finish this match, get it done with, and they have to have something planned at the end, right? A cliffhanger. There's a crazy concept. It's a 3-hour show. It's a television show. You have characters that are supposed to be larger than life. Let's have a cliffhanger. Something badass is going to happen at the end of the show. No, you want to know how this show ended? Drew McIntyre claymores John Morrison. He pins Morrison, and we go off the air. We went off the air with that shit. No cliffhanger, not even thought. Nothing happened at the end of this match. Drew claymores Morrison, and we go off the air just a couple of weeks away from their 4th biggest pay-per-view of the fucking year. That third hour was beyond tragic bullshit. They advertised, by the way, a moment of bliss. The 2 hottest characters on all of Monday Night Raw is Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss right now, so they kept them off TV. Alexa was in a backstage segment blowing flowers at Nikki Cross, saying, I choose the Fiend. Now, Alexa kicked ass in that role, but what the fuck? You advertised a moment of bliss. And you even said the Fiend was going to show up and address Drew McIntyre, because Mac was the original guest on a moment of bliss. But instead, they X-nayed it. They didn't even tell their audience. And instead, we get a Miz TV to set up that damn 6-man tag. Are you fucking joking, bro? That's like going to McDonald's because they were advertising the McRib sandwiches back. You've been seeing the commercials for the McRib. You see the big giant poster in the actual restaurant. You go in and you say, hey, dude, can I get the McRib? And he says, oh, we don't carry that, sir. And you're thinking, I'm sorry, what the fuck? You mean you're out of stock or you just don't carry it? Because I can see if you're out of stock, maybe 612. Uncreative writer 612, who's an uncreative writer by night for Vince McMahon, and by day he's working at McDonald's, and maybe he forgot to order the McRibs. I can deal with it if you just are out of stock. But if you're telling me that the McRib, you don't carry it, well, that's major bullshit, Private Pile. Major bullshit. Because I saw the commercials. I see the giant poster in your fucking window, and you're telling me you don't carry the McRib. Yes, sir, that's exactly what we're telling you, dude. We don't carry the McRib here. You fucking advertised it! And then you don't even tell your fucking people, your patrons, that you don't have that McRib. It's the same shit. On a 3-hour show, all the way up until past 7 p.m. Eastern time last night, they only had 2 bullet points for the entire show. 2 matches, two segments. Number 1 was the triple threat second chance qualifier match for Survivor Series. Hardy, Elias, and Riddle. And the only other thing they had planned yesterday was that fucking Moment of Bliss. Not until past 7 o'clock did we get Moment of Bliss canceled, and it wasn't even announced that it was canceled. And we got 3 other matches. Asuka, Nia, the fucking crucial, tragic 6-man tag match. And then there was another one too, I believe. That was all announced past 7 p.m. So what does that fucking tell you guys? That shows you that this old man in Stamford is literally ripping up the script minutes before the fucking show. That's what it's telling you. Moment of Bliss was planned past 5 p.m. Eastern Time. After 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we get different matches, and Moment of Bliss is no more. So we don't even see the hottest character in all of Monday Night Raw, in Bray Wyatt. Now, you want to keep him off TV sometimes to keep him pristine. That's fine, dude. But don't advertise the fucking McRib if you can't deliver the McRib. I sit through 3 hours of bullshit where Bray Wyatt would have been the only shining part of it, and he's not even there. But you fucking advertised it. It's not even the fact that Bray wasn't there that gets me so perturbed. It's the fact that this company is so far gone. This company does not pay attention to any detail, large or small. This company doesn't care what it is doing. The company doesn't care what it is doing. It's literally saying one thing and doing another. And I can't stand people that say one thing and do another. And this son of a bitch does it time and time again. He does not give a shit what he is doing to the wrestlers, what he is doing to the segments, the shows, or the fans. The company, he doesn't give a fuck. He probably doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. The dude has probably become a delusional son of a bitch at his age. And that's sad to say. I don't take pride in that. Old age can be a bitch. But you then, at that point, somebody has to be in your ear telling you have to step aside. What I saw last night was one regurgitated bullshit segment after another until we got to the 3rd hour. And when the 3rd hour came along, it was absolutely mind-numbing bullshit to the highest degree that I can't even fuck with on a weekly basis. So they have to get their shit at least tidy up just a tad, just a bit, just a smidge. You have to tidy up that ship because I cannot fuck at that level of incompetence going forward. I can't do it. I don't know if I speak for all of you guys, but I think I pretty much do when I say what we saw last night can never happen again. But it seems like I'm a broken record. It seems like I say that all the fucking time. And yet they find a way to keep finding a new fucking low. I am pretty sure I just ranted nearly 15 minutes straight on the cold open alone, basically in the fucking dark. I might be a silhouette to you some bitches, my unit, and any new subscribers who are just joining right now, and you're thinking, wow, this is my first time watching this motherfucker. This cat is a crazy dude. He's a lunatic. He's a little bit of a nut job. He's a crazy YouTuber. I like it. So smash the fucking subscribe button, will ya? Smash the little fucking bell, smash that fucking like, and we're gonna do this every single Monday night, and every single Friday if need be, and every fucking pay-per-view that this old man in Stamford dishes out. We're gonna do this every fucking show until this son of a bitch understands. My amp unit will rise up, my amp unit will speak out loud and clear, and we will say, enough is enough, and we will say it louder. We will stand up taller, we will grow in numbers, and they will understand they will have no choice but to open their fucking ears and obey our demands. Get better or get the fuck out, Vince! I'm getting a coffee, I'm coming back, hopefully it'll be a little lighter, and we're gonna go segment by segment through this fucking bullshit. I can't say that that's the last time we're gonna get amplified, because as I go by segment, I'm probably gonna be re-perturbed. I'm probably gonna be re-angered, re-frustrated, and we're gonna get re-amped. The only difference, then we're gonna have a coffee. Then we're gonna be super amped. Ah, son of a bitch. Don't go anywhere, unit. The fun is just beginning. Yeah! Red team, let's get this party popping, man. Check this bad boy out too, man. That's my NYC NWO style shirt. This was gifted to me when WrestleMania was in the city about a year, maybe 2 years ago. You guys know I know a couple of people that work behind the scenes in WWE. When they were in the city, I was able to see both individuals. And this was gifted to me by one of them. And it was such a cool experience. I had a whole VIP experience. I just got to go behind the scenes. And it was at an NXT event. It was a takeover beforehand. And just, it's amazing to see how many of the main roster actually shows up backstage for NXT to show support and be there. And they didn't have to do that. There was so many main roster guys that I was coming across. I was like, whoa, all right. You know, I don't know who's watching my videos, who's pissed off at me, not knowing that it's for entertainment purposes, right? I'm entertaining my audience because they're deprived of any entertainment from the old man on Mondays and Fridays. So, you know, most wrestlers, they reach out and they show support to the Ant-Man in this channel, but there's probably some that are not happy with my words, and I totally understand. So I play it cool whenever I'm backstage and behind the scenes, but I always remember this, man. Mama Rock was sitting next to me, and she kept on going up to this catering table, and Mama Rock was just pigging out. Everybody's coming up to Mama Rock and showing the utmost respect. It's amazing. I mean, you would expect that, but to see it backstage, man, I mean, Mama Rock gets the love, man. Top to bottom, start to finish, beginning to end. Nobody passed Mama Rock without paying their respects. It was really cool to see, man. And you kind of, again, realize that that's most likely happening, but until you see it up close, man, that type of respect, wow, man, that was something to see, and I always remember that. But that and, you know, this cool badass shirt, man. I thought that was a cool gesture. You know, he didn't have to do that. And I pretty much archived it. I was never going to wear it, but then I'm like, dude, this shirt's too badass. I'm sporting that shit. All right, anyway, just wanted to show off some of my merch. This show, man, where do we, again, there was no moment of bliss because we don't know why. Maybe Bray Wyatt, maybe something happened and he needed the night off. We hope nothing but the best for him. We hope he's good and rocking. But you never know. Unfortunately, you can't give McMahon the benefit of the doubt because the guy rips up scripts minutes before the show all the fucking time. People that were supposed to be the stars of the show aren't even on the show. We see this time and time again. So no matter what happened with Bray, whether it was a problem with Bray himself or this was just McMahon, the blame is going on McMahon anyway. McMahon, he might as well be a fucking McMahon. Put a dress on that son of a bitch. He wouldn't fucking realize the difference at this point. Delusional fuck. But he literally does this so much that we can't even give him the benefit of the doubt. It's gonna be his problem no matter what. This is what you fucking advertised, and if you can't deliver, if something did happen to Bray, and he needed the night off, then you still have to get more creative as to why it was fucking changed and rearranged. You have to get more creative than what the fuck you gave us at the top and the bottom of this show. Because the start of this show was some weird shit, man, with Miz Morrison and Randy Orton in the New Day, all cutting a 5-minute promo with one another. Drew McIntyre shows up, beats up Randy Orton, and all of this was to set up a multi-man schmoz main event for later in the night. That is not a spark. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to tell you. You need, not want, we need. This is one of the very few times I will tell you what you need on a pro wrestling show. You need a spark. Something that gets you energized and thinking, hey, this show is the place to be for the next 3 hours. Or, hey, I want to see what happens over the course of the next 3 hours. I need to see this main event. I am enjoying this show. There is a lifeline. There is a pulse to this show. We have to say this to watch 3 hours of anything. That's not a spark. The New Day is in there with Miz and Morrison. And you throw in Randy, and you throw in Drew, and you're talking about a 6-man schmoz for later in the night. That's how you started your 3-hour show. Do you give a shit about that? Honestly, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. No, look over here. Yeah, you. Do you care about this? But I'm sure there is one schmuck. Actually, basically, I was interested, basically. It's just pro wrestling to me, babe. I don't take it that seriously. I just sit down with my hand down my pants and my other hand in my Dorito bag, and I enjoy the night of action. Sometimes my mom interrupts me, and I say, Mom, I'm watching wrestling! And she's like, oh, shut up, Tim. Anyway, basically, I'm not going to tell you my whole conversation, but I don't mind it. There is that one schmuck. I totally understand. But for anybody that doesn't have a pea-sized brain, I'm pretty sure you need a spark. Something really awesome that jumps off the screen right from the beginning of the show, man, right out of the gate. And build on that throughout the night, and then you culminate it at the end of the night. No. We just set up a 6-man fucking schmaz, and I already told you, I already gave away how that fucking ended. The show literally ended with the end of that match. They put no thought or creativity into the beginning of the show. They put no thought and creativity at the end of the show. In the middle, just as bad. So we just set up the nonsensical multi-man schmaz for later in the night. We'll go over that again when we get to the third hour. Then we go into a triple threat second chance qualifier match to make the Raw 5-on-5 team. Well, yay! How did we get so lucky? This is like getting a second cherry on your sundae by accident. Or getting a 5th nugget in your 4-piece nuggets. That's right, an extra fucking McNugget. How did we get so lucky? We get a second chance now to see more fucking qualifying bullshit. This is Riddle versus Elias versus Jeff Hardy. Doesn't even matter if it was a good match or not. It was a schmaz. It was a multi-man, and we see too many of these in this friggin' company. Riddle ends up winning this thing. Riddle pins Elias, and Riddle advances. Good for him, I think. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or not. Right? This is like going to a wedding. You're kind of looking forward to it because it's going to be an open bar. But on the other hand, you know that you have to put on your fucking suit, put on a smile, and mingle with people. You gotta watch women gushing the whole entire night because it's a wedding and they can't wait for their fucking wedding, or it brings them back 15 years to their wedding. And you gotta watch old people dance to the YMCA and the electric slide for the entire night. You're gonna need the entire open bar just to get through the fucking night. So you're questioning, do I even go? This is the same fucking situation. On one hand, you're like, yeah, I won. I'm going to Survivor Series. And then on the other hand, it hits you. It dawns on you. Hits you like a ton of bricks. A moment of realization. I'm in a nonsensical fucking 5-on-5 bullshit match. Is this really what I want to be going to? On one hand, I'm on the card. On the other hand, everyone's going to make fun of me. So Riddle wins. Riddle advances to the Survivor Series. Woo! Yay! Party in the Thunderdome. RSVP. It's like the kid throwing a birthday party in middle school at the local arcade, right? And his mom's telling him, make sure everybody RSVPs, Timmy. We gotta know how much cake and pizza to have. So Timmy's sending out his invites, right? Nobody's getting back to him. Nobody's RSVPing. His mom's asking how many people are coming, how many people are showing up. Timmy's like, it's gonna be everybody, Ma, right? He's trying to save face. Nobody RSVPs. You get to the fucking day and nobody's at the party. There's all the cake. There's all the pizza. There's streamers. There's balloons. Mom's all set to host his party. Timmy is crushed. Nobody showed up to the fucking party. Timmy, you didn't give anybody a reason to show up to the party. Nobody has a fucking reason. Who's gonna be there? What's going to be happening? Why should they come? If you thought you were cool enough, Timmy, and that's why everyone's gonna, because I'm Timmy. Everybody's gonna show up because I'm Timmy. Timmy, they laugh behind your back, bro. They don't like you, Timmy. Oh, everybody's, BC, that's mean, Mel, please. We all knew a Timmy growing up, right? We all knew the kid that wanted everyone to show up to the party, but nobody did. And you felt bad, right? We're human beings. Of course we wanted to show up to support Timmy. But we couldn't, because then we were fucking done. We'd be looked at like Timmy. Don't act like I'm the only one. But I assure you, if I ever saw somebody like Timmy getting bullied or picked on, oh, that's when the Ant-Man stepped in, because I was always up for a fight. Heads were gonna roll. I don't like bullies. I don't like that shit. So then I'd step in. And I was power bombing some bitches on concrete, getting suspended from one school after another. But I assure you, I was teaching my own lessons along the way, and those lessons were learned. The School of Hard Knocks is the best form of education a some bitch can possibly obtain. Thank you very much, Professor Amplified Man. You're welcome. Anyway, back to Riddle. Is this a prize for him or not? Is this a good thing for him that he made this team? Only time will tell. But just like Timmy's birthday party, nobody cares about the Survivor Series, and they're probably not going to show up anyway. Moving on, we had a couple of backstage segments. One was a nonsensical bullshit backstage segment that we're used to. The other one I actually didn't mind at all. The nonsensical bullshit one, well, you guessed it. It's Retribution speaking more nonsense. They've yet to look badass, but they're always talking shit. It reminds me of someone I went to school with, speaking of back in the day, and the Ant-Man going through the ranks of the education system. I went to school with somebody named Barney B. Baker. That's right, Barney B., that's his middle initial, Baker. And you had to say his middle initial, because he couldn't stand if you didn't put the B in Barney B. Baker. If you just called him Barney, he was going to pick a fight with you. If you just called him Barney Baker, he was going to fight you. You had to say Barney B. Baker. Every fucking time I come across this guy, he's yelling at somebody because they didn't call him Barney B. Baker. And he'd say, I'm going to see you at the oak tree at 3 o'clock. That's how he talked. He talked like a fucking 75-year-old overweight man who's had a smoking addiction for 47 years. That's how he talked. I'm going to meet you at the oak tree at 3 o'clock. Kid's fucking 16 years old. So every fucking day, everybody would gather to see Barney B. Baker get his ass whooped. That's right. He never won a fight, ever. He instigated them. He was always starting them. He was always picking fights. He was always acting like a tough guy. Always running his fucking mouth. And every time you would show up to the oak tree at 3 o'clock, he'd have his head in the oak tree somehow. Somebody managed to stuff him into the oak tree. Or he'd be up on the oak tree on a fucking branch or some shit. He'd be hanging off the tree. He'd be upside down. His head would be in the ground. They would fuck Barney B. Baker up. This guy got muffed. But he never stopped trying. He never stopped talking shit. He kept going to that oak tree. Because it was his fight. He picked it. I'm sure he thought one day I'm going to win a fight. I got to. Statistically speaking, I'm going to win a fight at someday, right? If you have 100 fights, you're going to win one, right? Somebody will have a bad day. I got to tell you guys, this is sad to say, Barney B. Baker never won a fight. Never. I wish I could tell you, I wish I could make up a fucking story. Yeah, he won one day, man. One day somebody fucking, they tripped as they were going to punch him, and then they ran headfirst in the oak tree, and Barney B. Baker was able to get a guillotine, and I wish I could tell you something fun. Barney B. Baker never fucking won a fight. But he always talks shit. It's like Retribution. It reminds me of Barney B. Baker. Retribution talks, and they look like clowns. They don't even win matches. Again, if they won a match, before last night, Ali did beat Ricochet. We'll get to that in a minute. But before that, I can't even remember if they won a match. And I'm sure, again, that they did, but that's the problem. I don't remember it. I remember all of their losses, which are plentiful. I remember all the times they look like clowns in a joke in a sideshow, because that's every fucking time they appear. But they always have these backstage segments lately where they're all together and they're all serious and talking that shit. They're all in their fucking best Barney B. Baker mode. And then they all out to the ring. Nobody's fucking shaking in their boots. Little old Ricochet's going. There's a fucking 100 dudes out there for their match. And again, I'll get to this in a fucking minute. There's 100 dudes and Ricochet's like, Dan. He's fucking playing his superhero shit. He's like, how hard can this be? Fucking, I can wipe the mat with T-bitches. Fucking Spaceballs isn't gonna do shit. What the fuck is his name? Spikeballs? Spitball? What the fuck is his name? Fuck is that guy's name? That's Spitballs. Slapballs! Spitballs. Strike balls. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh, I tell you, man. Slapballs! In the gang. The whole fucking game. Mufasa, of course he's not scared of them. Remember Dink? Not Doink the Clown. Dink the Clown. Dink would go out and fight them all. Barney B. Baker would probably win a fight. Barney B. Baker should go and take on Retribution. It would be his first victory in life. Then backstage, the segment I did enjoy backstage actually involved Drew Gulak. He was trying to be a part of the Hurt Business with a clip-on tie. And of course, MVP is like, you came up here to try to get into the Hurt Business with a clip-on tie. The stylish motherfuckers in the world, and you're going to come with a clip-on tie. And I love Drew Gulak. He's like, yeah, it's tactical, you know, because I'm 24/7 champion. It's easier to get out of so I can run. I just love this, guys. This was the best Drew Gulak as far as showcasing some entertaining facets in a promo that I've ever seen. Of course we know he can attempt to be serious. Of course we know that he's a damn good wrestler, but it just wasn't clicking, man. This 24/7 title with him is an absolute travesty. But seeing how he can mesh into a segment with the Hurt Business so effortlessly, that makes me see, and I don't just mean this comedically speaking. That doesn't mean I need to see Drew Gulak as a comedian going forward. But it allows me to see that there is more to Gulak past his good wrestling skills. I hope this makes sense, man. When I can see different layers of you in the promo, that's when I can gauge you much better. That was the first time I saw Gulak with other people in a big promo spot where I was actually entertained in the dude. I saw something more in him than just a good wrestler. I hope my words are doing how I felt justice with this segment. I know it was a quick minute. I know it was just for comedic purposes, but I enjoyed this, man. And you know, you could do so much with Gulak in Her Business going forward too. But again, Gulak at that point would be placed in just the comedic role. He already is with this 24/7 bullshit. I don't want to necessarily see that. It's awesome what I saw last night, that Gulak can tap into that comedy, but there's going to come a time where you have to get serious with him, or he's just going to be like R-Truth. We love R-Truth, but I don't know if we will ever take R-Truth seriously going forward, or a lot of work would have to be put in. Again, I hope my words are doing this justice. I didn't mind that backstage segment with the Hurt Business and Gulak. It actually got a little bit of an LOL out of me. And coming off that fucking Retribution bullshit, that was a much welcomed LOL. Hour number 1 ends with Shayna Baszler versus Lana. Mandy and Dana are at commentary for some fucking reason. They're all going to mesh together at Survivor Series, I guess, so you got to have the blonde bombshells at commentary. Shayna wins via the Karabuta clutch. Obviously, that's the right fucking call. It's Shayna versus fucking Lana. Lana's not going to beat fucking Shayna Baszler, or at least not on this planet. Not even in Vince McMahon's world, thankfully. Then again, you never know. Don't be shocked if one day you see Lana just taking out fucking Shayna Baszler in like fucking a 2-minute match. In fact, we may have already seen that in the past. And I probably forgot about it because I was so fucking traumatized, I blocked it out. But Nia Jax comes out and goes to put Lana through a table for another fucking week, but is backed off by the blonde bombshells. Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose actually back Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler off. Yeah, that's really gonna happen in real life. But hey, it saved Lana from going through a table, and this is the first week in the past 2 months where Lana has not gone through the fucking commentary table. So I guess that's a victory for Lana. Not so fast. Wait till we get to the next fucking hour. Because, or was that the third? Yeah, second hour, I believe. Lana was not leaving the Thunderdome before she went through a fucking table. Vince had to find a way to include that spot. We'll get to that in hour number fucking 2. Let me get a sip of my fucking coffee first, and then we'll get to that fucking hour number 2. Alright guys, so truth be told, that was a much longer coffee break than I had originally planned. The fine people at Dunkin' nailed this coffee, man, perfectly. And it's a regular hot, light, and sweet, but damn, did they nail it. And you coffee drinkers out there, you know that's not always the case. 50% of the time when you order a coffee, it's not going to be not only not to your standards, it's going to seem like it wasn't even made correctly at all, man. I'll order vanilla lattes, and half the time they don't even taste like vanilla. I'll get hazelnut lattes, and it's like they put 6 or 7 pumps in there when it should be 3 or 4. So it's just sugar. You wonder if they even put any coffee. Where's the rest of the latte? Yeah, man, you'll order light and sweet because you want that sugar rush with the caffeine, and they won't put barely any sugar in there. And you're like, I could have sworn I said extra, extra. That's what light and sweet means. Extra sugar. You know, and then they put, it's like they want to fuck with you, so they put no sugar. You know, that's why always taste your coffee before you exit. Anyway, I'm going on a side rant. They nailed this coffee, so I had to take about 5 minutes and just fucking enjoy this. But let's get into hour number 2, guys. We start with Team Raw, middle of the ring, AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, Sheamus, Keith Lee, and Riddle, the newest member to Team Raw. They're all arguing, obviously. Riddle tries to calm everybody down by giving them all code names. AJ Styles is the Skipper. Braun Strowman is Mongoose. Keith Lee is Bro Lee. Sheamus is Fireface. So, as stupid as this sounds, because it is stupid, I couldn't help but think these names are at least better than what Retribution was given. Vince should have gave these names to Retribution. Maybe they would have been set off on better footing. But I couldn't help but think, as stupid as this is, it's actually better than what Retribution was given. Now, AJ Styles is adamant that he's the team captain. The rest of the team is not having any of that. They're not trying to hear that. So Styles says he went to the powers that be, the suits and ties, and he made a match. Sheamus and Strowman versus Riddle and Lee. And AJ will be the special guest referee. Now, there's several things I actually like. Usually these are the matches I can't stand, right? It just seems so schmozzy. It seems like it takes no real thought process. And it's a match with people we don't need to see or even want to see. But this made sense, man. Just the visual of them in that promo. This was the first time we saw the finalized team for Raw. Now, whether we care at all or not about Survivor Series in this match, that's a moot point by now. I mean, we're less than 2 weeks away. We're probably not going to care that much about this. But at least we now see the visual is planted in our dome piece of this Raw team. We see the tension, we see the arguments, we see the different mindsets, the different philosophies. And I like that, man. I'm glad that we had that moment to see them all in the ring, let them have a few minutes to bicker with one another. And the match, when we came back from commercial, you guys are going to think I done fallen on my dome piece on my way to get my coffee. But, because this is going to shock you, I actually enjoyed this match. I don't know what it was. I didn't think I was going to either. I was just like all of you, rolling my eyes to the back of my dome piece, ready to put my dome piece through a cement wall. But this match was actually good. Keith Lee looked amazing. This was the best Keith Lee has looked on the main roster. You go to the end of this match when Keith Lee was muffing everybody up, and this is the Keith Lee that we saw in NXT. This is the monster and the beast that Keith Lee should be going forward. That was the best Keith Lee I have seen. I love the friction and the tension between everybody. In fact, at the end of this thing, the tension's really kicked up. AJ Styles was perfectly mixed as a special guest referee, a few times even being taken out by his teammates at Raw, or for Survivor Series. So he's being taken out by several individuals, which is just raising the tension even more. I just liked everything about this. Didn't think I was going to, but I think this was a good way to build to what is already a shitty fucking match at a shitty pay-per-view. No harm, no foul, for sure. It didn't hurt. The ending sucked, obviously. This was, Riddle fruit roll-upping Sheamus, I believe. Correct? I think it was Sheamus that got fruit roll-up, as if you didn't see enough fruit roll-ups in WWE, on last night's show, man. With that I'll get to the 24/7 title shit in a minute. But they ended this match on a fruit roll-up too, and that's what I mean. Nobody cared. Nobody's trying to connect the dots. How is this finish going down? How are we going to end this match? Nobody's in communication. All of the agents, nobody. How are you going to finish a match? We don't need to see every match ending in a fruit roll-up. So Matt Riddle defeats Shay. I'm not going to harp on it, all right? I'll just let it be. Because everything else I did enjoy. I like the fact that they gave them time as a team, the first time we saw the whole team united, to have a promo. And I liked the way that they had them collide last night. And AJ is the perfect antagonist to be a special guest referee. So I enjoyed it. It doesn't mean I need to see anything like this going forward. They did it. Do not beat a dead horse. Leave it alone now. Okay, you got away with it last night. I'm sure most of you didn't like it. I'm sure most of you were still rolling your eyes at the back. If you didn't put your dome piece to a cement wall, you were rolling your eyes to the back of your dome piece. So I get it. You know, to each their own. I know how non-existent the care is for all of us for this match in Survivor Series. So this was a no harm, no foul situation. This at least gave us a chance to see this team, listen to them in that promo, and watch them collide in action. Let them work out their frustrations and tensions, and maybe by Survivor Series, they'll be a legit team. I just feel like there was a lot of reality and believability in what we saw. Moving on. I already spent way too much time on that. Bobby Lashley then makes light work of Titus. Whirl slide! That's right, you know Titus. Sorry, not sorry. I can't help but think of Titus going headfirst into the ring apron at the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi. You guys remember that? Fucking, I know I brought this up a couple weeks ago in a live stream. I can't help but think, I can't get that out of my dome piece. Greatest Royal Rumble ever in Saudi. Here comes Titus hauling ass. And he trips right before he's about to slide into the ring. And instead, he slides into the apron. This motherfucker's not small. He's like 6 some odd. And he, full body, goes under the apron. And again, if you go back and watch, man, he almost hit the middle barrier, which would have been catastrophe. But it wasn't, and he was okay, so we can laugh about it. But you go back and watch, and you listen to Corey Graves uncontrollably laugh. You can't help but laugh at him laughing. And who was that? Byron Saxton or somebody was they were trying to like get the focus off of Titus and save him face. They were trying to move on, you know, because everyone's making fun of him. But poor Byron couldn't do it, man. And then the truck. You got fucking Kevin Dunn and Vince having it replayed like 25 times. So the whole rest of the Greatest Royal Rumble, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm seeing this replay throughout the fucking match. Titus whirl slide! And he's fucking catapulting into the... I thought he was going to come out the other fucking end! Anyway, I'm totally off track. Bobby Lashley makes light work of Titus. That's it. There's nothing else to really talk about. Hour number 2 ends with Asuka versus Nia Jax. Baszler interferes and Jax is DQ'd. Mandy Rose and Dana. Brooke... what do they do? What the fuck was Mandy? Oh, and Lana. So it was Mandy, Dana, and Lana. They tried to make the save for Asuka. But, well, let's just say they failed miserably. It just did not work. And Lana is sent through another table via Nia Jax, by Nia Jax. And Nia grabs the mic and says, "You don't belong here. You're gonna drag us down. Just quit." I do like that delivery from Nia Jax, actually. I don't know where this ends with Lana going through tables. Is this going to culminate at Survivor Series with her being like a sole survivor or some shit? Please tell me that is not the fucking case. Please tell me that is not the case. Anyway, that's the end of hour number 2. Lana, once again, going through a fucking table, man, as if you haven't seen enough. It's like basically the same replay that they were showing with Titus sliding underneath the fucking ring apron at Greatest Royal Rumble, and they showed that on a loop. You might as well just show Lana on a loop going through a table. You don't even need to do it for real anymore. Just show it on a fucking loop. None of us could tell the difference. We're so fucking used to it happening every week. There's got to come a time, if they keep this up, Nia will actually injure Lana. I mean, she's a big gal. Lana is a small gal going through a fucking table. there's gonna come a time where she injures most girls is gonna literally injure another girl. It's gonna happen. Start of hour number 3 with a 7-way for the 24/7 championship. Can't make this shit up, guys. 7-way. I always joke about the fatal 45-way. There's no more joking. We're already up to fucking 7, and within the next couple months we'll have a fatal 9, 10, and so on. This was ludicrous in the worst way. You had Tucker, Ninja Tozawa, Drew Gulak, R-Truth, Dorado, Metalik, and a Viking Raider. That's right. And they all proceeded to fruit roll up and pin one another for 5 minutes straight. Literally one roll up after another. Were you laughing? Were you smiling? Were you enjoying yourselves? Were you having a good time? Good for you, 'cause I wasn't. This was sheer embarrassment if you're a pro wrestling fan. Sheer embarrassment. Everybody's grabbing each other's fucking crotches and rolling them up. These fucking superstars. Tucker, this big boy. You got the Viking Raider there. None of these dudes can just kick their shoulder up just a little bit. They're all getting pinned. You would think they just got tombstoned 16 times, pedigreed 12 times, super kicked 72 times. A sharpshooter was then applied, and then Stone Cold applied a stunner 13 times. Nobody was getting up from a fruit roll-up. Nobody. Guys, nobody! I'm not exaggerating. I saw 12 different fucking victories via 7 dudes. Remember what happened to Ember Moon with this 24/7 bullshit? Ember Moon, one of the greatest female wrestlers I've ever seen in my lifetime. She's chasing around the 24/7 champion in a conga line, and she totally blows out her leg. Totally blows it out. Chasing around this fucking title, doing this goofy shit. Only a matter of time before somebody gets injured doing goofy shit. Not just a roll-up, but chasing somebody to get them in a roll-up is going to make them blow something out. Because these wrestlers are not trained to do this goofy shit. It's like a great slugger in Major League Baseball, right? They are trained to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. But if you throw them a 50-mile-an-hour ball, they don't know what to do with it. They're going to swing. They're going to fall on their both knees. The bat's going to fly out of their hand. They're going to look like a chump. They couldn't hit a little lobbed 50-mile-per-hour ball, but yet they can hit 95. They're trained to do. These are trained athletes that wrestle. And you have them running around in fucking gym sprints, chasing each other to get the fruit roll-up. It's sheer embarrassment if you're trying to become a wrestling fan and you really want to get into it. There's no way that's going to do the job. If you're trying to explain to somebody what you're watching, good luck. That's a Viking Raider. That's a ninja. That's a grand party right there. That's a house party. What are they doing right now, all of them? Why are they chasing each other? Oh, they're all trying to win that belt right there. Everybody gets a shot at it. It's 24/7, and you just pin each other. You just grab each other, you fondle each other, and you fucking flip them over, and you get the belt. And you play again. You play tag. It's like, you ever play tag, Julie? Yeah, I play tag. Yeah, it's tag. Tag, I'm champ. Tag, you're champ. It's embarrassing. It was like a game. Literally. You know, we could joke about it, guys. You know the sad truth? It was like a game. It was like everybody was playing a game of tag. Now, the more that I think about it, it was like we were watching a live-action tag game. Vince was getting his rocks off. Vince put up a curtain between himself and everybody else. He's peeking around every now and again, but he's getting his rocks off. He's fucking jerking away. That's such good shit! Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh yeah, it's good shit! I'm not going to spend another second on this. This was sheer embarrassment. How dare somebody puts that on a 3-hour pro wrestling show. But are you really surprised? What do I always tell you? Just when you think the company can't hit a new low, they will find a new low. Then here comes slap balls, T-bitches, tropical skittles. I thought I told you that we won't stop, bad boy for life, Mace. And Mufasa! He remembered who he was, Ali. Here comes fucking... the Cool Cats, the electric band known as Retribution. And we get Ali versus Ricochet. It was actually a good match. Could you imagine if we actually gave a shit about it? It'd be that much better. Ali chokes Rico out, and Ali wins the match. Does anybody care? Did it do anything for Retribution? Are you gonna remember this? Rhetorical. No to every one of those questions. The main event was McIntyre and New Day versus Miz, Morrison, and Randy Orton. Last week, I witnessed two squirrels. This is a true story. Two squirrels beating the how you doing out of one another at the local university. And I'm telling you guys right now, man, this was more entertaining watching these two squirrels throw jabs at one another than watching this main event with these 6 individuals. I'm not even joking, man. One of these squirrels would start going up a tree. The other one would literally drag it down. They throw jabs at one another. The other one would go up. The other would drag the other one down. Their mouths are full of nuts. They're swinging at one another. I mean, these squirrels were going to fucking town. I was captivated. People started gathering around, filming it, taking pictures. We were rooting on one squirrel over the other. We were into it. This 6 WWE superstars, I couldn't give 2 fucks, and I didn't. I cared more about those damn squirrels than these 6 dudes. McIntyre pins Morrison via Claymore, and I kid you not, that's how we went off the air. The balls! The damn straight balls on these dumb motherfuckers. No moment of bliss that was advertised. No The Fiend Bray Wyatt. We don't know what happened. Maybe they needed a day off, or Bray anyway. Alexa was in a backstage segment telling Nikki Cross, because Nikki had her choose between her or The Fiend. Alexa chose The Fiend, and Alexa was brilliant in that backstage segment. But fuck, those are your 2 brightest stars, Alexa and Bray. Make them the focal point. Bray's not even on the show. And if something happened where Bray needed the night off, get more creative. They ended the show with Drew McIntyre claymoring Morrison, and we went off there. How the fuck does that get anybody excited for Survivor Series is my first question. Rhetorical, it doesn't. My second question, and perhaps even more important, what does that do just to get us to next week? Why does any of us, me, you, why do we need to tune in next week? We don't. We will out of habit and hope. We don't need to. Any fucking show has a cliffhanger, guys. It's a cliffhanger. It gets you excited and interested and intrigued for next week's show. Pick anything. Cobra Kai on Netflix, right? Every one of those shows ends with you needing to see what happens next. Breaking Bad. I don't watch it, but what is that show you guys love? Game of Thrones. I'm sure that the finish of every Game of Thrones makes you needing to see what happens next week, right? I mean, I don't even watch the show, but I'm guessing. Doesn't have to just be a soap opera. Shows are supposed to make you need to tune in the next. This is the only show I've ever fucking witnessed where it ends after 3 hours and you literally don't need to see anything else. You didn't even need to see anything on the 3 hours, let alone tune in again next week. They give us nothing to latch onto. They give us nothing to be excited about. Nothing. Nothing! And I'm overly critical. I'm overly negative, is what some dumb schmucks want to say. I take it too fucking seriously. Is that what I do? Is that what I fucking do? Or am I just calling it exactly how we all see it? We love pro wrestling, we want to see this company succeed, and they refuse to even give a shit. I'm not just going to give up or stop watching it. I'm not going to make these YouTube videos and just calmly talk about all the good things. No, I'm going to make these and we're going to be fully amplified. We're going to call out all the wrongs and all the bullshit because that's what you guys deserve as an audience. That's what I'm going to give you as a host, and that's what this company needs to hear. Whether anybody likes it or not, too fucking bad. And they'll say, these little dipshits, oh, I'm too negative, I critique too much. I depict it and I dissect it way too much. But these people will watch every fucking minute of these vids. You know why? Because A, I'm one hell of an entertaining cat. But 2, B, they know damn well every word I'm speaking is the truth. They know it. And that's why they keep tuning in. They don't want to believe it. They want me to talk positively about it because truly deep down, they want to see the product do good. But I can't give you that if they're not going to give you that. This is the wrong channel for you if you're looking for all the fresh baked chocolate chip cookies, the flying flashy rainbows, the cherries on top. And we're all going to speak so fucking... the power of positivity, right? This is the wrong channel, man. I would like to give that and present it to you guys, and I do when I see something that is positive. But if you're going to put together a show like that, be prepared to have somebody like BC Amplified tear it apart. Because it's clear they don't care. If they don't care, then this is the type of review we're going to do every fucking show. And I assure you, we have thousands of people that tune into these videos. Those thousands will then talk to other people, and it grows and it grows, and it's not a coincidence that WWE's audience continues to dwindle. Word of mouth gets around. Our feelings are actually more mutual than different. We're all feeling the drag of this company. We all know, we can see through the BS that they just don't care. So now we just speak up and speak louder. Now's not the time just to give up and simmer down, lower our voice, just it is what it is. No, because Vince wants that, right? Push them away so they're not dragging the product. We'll get some new people, hopefully, some new sheep, and they'll buy into everything that we're feeding them. Please, sir, can I have some more? And they're sitting there with their brand new wooden spoon and wooden bowl. Some Oliver Twist action. Begging Vince for more bullshit. And Vince is right there with a new serving every time he turns around. You want more? I've got plenty of bullshit. Yeah, you're gonna get it. Well, we're not sheep on this channel. We the motherfucking amp unit. The smartest wrestling group in all the community. We stand the fuck up. We show out. We speak loudly, vividly, and beyond amplified. And we'll always continue to do such. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you were entertained. I hope you got something out of it, man. I really do. If you feel like this show is a drag, if you feel like they just don't care, if you feel like they stopped caring, if you feel like there needs to be just drastic change, just know you're not alone. You're not. The amp unit's right there with you. We all feel that. Trust me. I'm going to down the rest of this because it's fucking delicious. And then I'm going to go get another one while this motherfucker's still working. So we can make the same exact fucking coffee. And we're going to go about our day. I got something cool planned, man. It's 5 ways that WWE can turn their ship around starting immediately. And they could go to a 2.5 rating in just 6 months. I got 5 different key elements that that they need to... I'm getting choked up talking about it. When you scream for a fucking hour plus, you get choked up, right? So I got 5 steps that WWE can take. Would they listen? Most likely not. But 5 steps that they can take immediately to get their rating up to a 2.5 within 6 months. 5 different elements, and it's not moving mountains. They're simplistic, actually. So I want to put that video up to you guys. I don't know if I'm going to mix that with the AEW review, or if there even is going to be an AEW review, or NXT. I don't know if there's enough people that want to see AEW and NXT reviews anymore. If so, let me know. But it just seems like the interest isn't there for those 2 brands as much. So anyway, point is, there's more content to come before SmackDown's review this week. So be looking out on the channel. You should be subbed and notified anyway. And YouTube will tell you when I'm on. Although that doesn't always happen either, because like you guys were telling me for the live stream yesterday, I put up a preview video you guys really enjoyed. Thank you, man. We had a lot of fun in that live stream. We did some different skits and sketches. It was fun. But you guys were telling me, a lot of you, that you weren't even notified. So I don't know, man. It helps you out a little bit if you are subbed and notified, though, man. At least half the time they'll notify you, so you won't miss a live stream, you won't miss a vid. That's it. All right, we all got to go about our Monday and kick its ass. Much love, guys. Red team, go about your business. Go on your way. Red team, go. For now, check you later. Salut.